Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of this series where we interview energy healers, mentors, and coaches to try to understand what is this amazing and miraculous field all about, and try to spread the word to people to understand and receive the kind of healing that these amazing healers and coaches are giving to us. My name is Kavya. I'm a certified cord cutting healer, and today I have the honor and pleasure of welcoming Priya Sarath. Priya is an energy healer, and she also calls herself a miracle mindset mentor. I had the pleasure of being connected with Priya a couple of months ago, if I'm not wrong, where both of us were doing the same course with the same mentor, Amrita Kunal. So, as we were part of the same cord cutting course, I remember being slightly lost and confused in the process of my practice of the energy healing methodology. And I remember reaching out to her and asking her for help. What do I do after this? I feel stuck. And she was kind enough, and she had the clarity to guide me in the right direction to say, hey, listen, if you move like this, things are going to get much better for you. And she's one of the reasons why I feel so confident as a healer today. So, a huge wave of gratitude to begin this session with. Priya, thank you so much for your help, and thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview here with me today. Let's start by understanding. Please tell us something about yourself, and I'd like to know your journey so far, and give us something about yourself.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kavya, for inviting me for this. And I, love always connecting with you. Even with our, first conversation, I was able to feel that, beautiful energy around you. And the work now we are doing is, really so amazing. Spreading this kind of knowledge to everyone, taking this to the next level. So great thanks to you too for doing this amazing work, what you're doing. And coming about myself, I'm Priya. I'm an energy healer and miracle mindset mentor. And I love reading. I have to say, reading is the only thing that took me where I am today. I love reading, and I have a great passion for art and craft as well also. So, I'm a kind of a multi-passionate person. I was, kind of wavering where to start, where to go, kind of always things was there. And I always, love to make people smile.
Mm.
And I always believe that magic is true. So I wanted to, one of my goals, or, my recent thing I'm working on myself is that, I want a heart and eyes which only looks for good in everything and everyone. That I want to only see the magic in others, nothing else.
Wow.
So that is all about me.
Wow. Wow, Priya. And of course, I know how well read you are as a person. I will be asking about it as we move forward. As one of the things I felt about you, the depth that you had in this field specifically, I think it was just mind blowing, amazing for me to hear that information about you. So, talk to us about your journey into energy healing as a field. What brought you here? I'm always very curious to know this about people because not everyone gets drawn to this particular field. What brought you here, and is there some way in which your childhood contributed to you being a part of this space? If you could just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. I'm always, in the fantasy world most of the time. Because as I said, I read a lot. I was in the world of, fantasy characteristics where anything is possible, where magic is real, everything is miraculous.
Yeah.
So I always, into this ooh stuff or this, a mystical world most of the time. But I can't able to, relate with people because they, have a different kind of view of the world. So I was like, the search was, within me all the time, what if, like, even when we, see Harry Potter, everyone just sees it as that a fictional story. But I was like, why can't it be true?
Yeah.
What if it is true? Why not?
Yeah.
So this why not has been with me all the time.
Wow.
And after completing, I was not into engineering actually, but I have forced to do engineering. And then, like after completing my engineering and my post graduation, I started my career as assistant professor. I always, like love to teach and, like love to share my knowledge with people. So I started my career as an assistant professor, and the work was good and everything was fine. But there is some emptiness within me. I was like, like I want more. This is not who I am. That search was, like there. And then after some time, I quit my job and I tried so many different things. I was, like into art and craft, making scrapbookings and, like trying out in my hands and, like organic soap makings and those kind of things. And then I was, like into personal growth and sharing my knowledge on personal growth, self help, those kind of things. And then I joined Mind Valley at that time. Mind Valley, like that is a platform where we have, like so many teachers and authors where we can learn from them.
Yeah.
There I find a person called Jeffrey Allen. So he has two courses on that. And I love the way Jeffrey Allen, like it just felt so good just to see him. The way he speaks, like it was so wonderful. And I searched about him and I know that he was into energy healing. And what he was teaching us was energy healing. Then I started, like Googling about energy healing, and the list was so huge. There were so many, branches to Reiki healing or energy healing, and I was got drawn towards the word Reiki. And then I started searching about Reiki, and I find so many teachers. I got numbers from the Google. I was in Trichy at that time, and I couldn't find a teacher in my city, Trichy. And then I was, like searching for online, like learning. And at that time, that's what that, like COVID has, like broke out and the lockdown were going down. All those things were happening. So the opportunities were very limited.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like find many people. And then in 2022, I found a few people and I contacted them. And this one person, I felt drawn towards her. Her name is Kitida Shah. And she was also just started doing online Reiki teachings. Before that, she was only doing offline. Thanks to COVID, because of that, many people, like transferred to online. And yeah, so I got the beautiful opportunity to learn this amazing healing modality from her. And as we say, there's energy healing attunements. The attunement itself, like take us to the next level. It opens the door to the higher consciousness. So after the attunement, I started seeing things differently. I was like, is there anything wrong with me? What this Reiki has done to me? And slowly, as I was, like keep on practicing, I was not confident enough in the beginning because no one around me was believing in this. So I was not confident enough. So I'll be just keeping it with myself. As I was into law of attraction before this, I would combine Reiki and law of attraction. And I was, like manifesting things for myself.
Okay.
And on 2023, like I was in love with a man for more than 10 years. And I have to, like open this up to my family and, the South Indian family, they was not ready to agree to that.
Yeah.
So that was going on. And then, like like the thought of, like, why not use Reiki for this? Like heal this situation, heal your parents, heal the relationship. And then I was like, okay, then I was, like sending Reiki balls, energy balls to everyone, like kind of, I was, like blasting everyone with this energy healing. So, like I was sending healing to my mom, to my dad, to this person who is my current husband. And I was sending to the situation, like I was in Reiki, like we can send energy to past or future events also.
Okay.
So, like I was sending this Reiki energy to our wedding ceremony. I combined this energy healing with, like visualization and affirmations. So, like it was a beautiful blend and, it actually, like manifested even more beautiful than I have ever imagined.
Okay.
There was a, like there was a time when it was like, no, I'm going to get married without my parents being there.
Okay.
So everyone was like, your parents are not going to agree. You just go ahead. But, like there was a voice within me, like, no, it will happen.
Right.
And that was my constant, image, like I'm seeing both of our families are together and we are happy. All our friends are there. And it was exactly the same how I have imagined. It was even more beautiful than that.
Wow.
So that was the moment that, increased my faith in all these things. I felt, within my nerves that, like, this is true, Priya. This
Absolutely.
is true.
The people we are before the healing and the people who we become after joining these modalities and practicing, I think we end up seeing ourselves completely differently. And sometimes it feels like I can't recognize the person I was 4 months ago or 5 months ago. There is that
Exactly.
movement in transformation. So how would you uh, connect that to yourself? Who were you before healing and who did you become after healing? What are some major transformations you think you have in your personality as a person?
It was like, like the Priya version 2.0.
Yeah.
And then, like, I have always, called as this angry kid
Okay.
since my childhood. Like, I'll be, like, just get angry, short tempered. All these were the labelings, I got. But after, healing, I started to, see people differently.
Mm.
For that, I must say, like, I had a better understanding about myself
Okay.
and who I am. I start connecting with that, light or inner wisdom
Mm.
or the higher self, whatever we call it,
Mm.
that divine intelligence within us.
Mm.
And that helped me to understand myself more and more. And that helped me to accept myself as who I am. And when I started accepting myself, it became easy for me to accept people as who they are.
Yeah.
I started to understand that, okay, everyone has a soul journey.
Yeah.
And there is a reason behind why they are the way they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not, I am coming from a different background. The people on the opposite end doesn't have all the things I had. Like I have been learning, I have been exposing myself to different learnings and I'm evolving.
Yeah.
In the same way, the other person is also evolving in her own way. So who am I to judge them? Who am I to judge their journey? Just because I am doing things in a one way doesn't make it as the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are so many ways to do things and people are just being their way. And eventually they will, like find their way.
Right.
And like life seems, like so beautiful.
Wow.
Before I was a person, like who are, like so shy, low on confidence. Even, like I was not ready to show my face on Zoom. Whenever used to attend this kind of webinars, I never switch on my video before.
Okay.
But now I'm giving webinars. I'm requesting people to turn on their video.
Yeah.
So this is a huge shift. And from the person who thinks, like life is just like this,
Mm.
I just have to live my life this way for my entire life. Like life has nothing to it.
Mm.
It's just a life and we all just have to live it. From a person now, like who wakes up each day to miracles.
Wow.
Every day, like when I wake up, I'm so excited for the day.
Wow.
When I go to bed, I'm looking forward to the next day. So life has become so beautiful and so miraculous since my healing journey.
The fact that healing can do this to us, I mean, I can't imagine Priya being an angry person at all. All the times that I've interacted with you, I've only seen you smile. And I'm not even able to visualize Priya as an angry person. So I think the healing journey has had that impact on people, the kind of miracles that we generally see on a daily basis. So Priya, do tell us what are some of the courses that you've done as a person, and if you could just give us a brief introduction to these courses, and um, how has that shaped your journey as a healer as well?
Yeah. So first, as I mentioned, I learned Reiki, and it was called Reiki has many different modalities to it, many different branches. So the one I learned is called Teramai Reiki and Saichim.
Okay.
So it is really very beautiful, and as I said, it is the eye-opening for me. So Reiki is a very beautiful and gentle healing modality which can help us to balance our energy in the body.
Okay.
It helps the energy to flow. So when the energy is in flow, like we can, all the areas of life are in a very balanced and beautiful way. Reiki can do miracles. And then I did Infinite Possibilities Trainer certification from the person called Mike Dooley. He was featured in the film Secret also. So that helped me to work on my mindset even more. So his thing was, like anything is possible. There are infinite possibilities to any situation. So that basically covers about our thoughts, emotions, and belief system.
Yeah.
So there we, like work deeply in the belief system and be able to create many supportive beliefs for ourselves.
Okay.
So that is how I use all the concepts I learned there. I use for my mindset mentoring. And then I learned angel guide and crystal guide from the person called Kyle Gray. There I got a beautiful connection with this angelic realms, and I got that connection, divine connection. It even strengthened more and more. And crystals are amazing tools to, like to support us in the journey of healing. And I remember, like crystals are from earth and they are the best indication of transformation from a rock to something magic.
Wow.
That's how our transformation is. So crystal, when you are in the transformation journey, crystal can be the best supporting tool to you.
Wow.
So crystal healing is also a wonderful thing. Then I learned cord cutting, and now Akashik from the beautiful and the most amazing person Amrita.
Absolutely.
And cord cutting has done so many magic and miracles. My money energies especially gone to the next level, right? You two had some crazy money upgradations with cord cutting, right?
Absolutely. And as you're mentioning crystals, I can't help but look at the one that is sitting next to me.
Wow.
This was gifted to us by Amrita in the summit that we attended. So it's like the 7 different crystals, right? So it's always in my bedstand in terms of protective energy and all of that. So I got reminded of this when you mentioned crystals. Amazing.
Yeah, wonderful.
So using the modalities that you've learned as a person, in what all ways do you help people? If you could just give us an understanding of what services do you offer as a person, and do you have any transformations or any case studies of your clients in terms of any miracles and healings that they've gone through as people? I'm very curious to know this.
Yeah, sure. Like first I was combining, I usually, like blend all the techniques and give it as a package to the client, because we know what that client actually needs. Like when we interact with them first, they won't be, like opening up completely.
Yeah.
We all have so many issues. But when we approach a person, we'll be, like starting up with that one single issue that is bothering us at that moment. So I usually combine mindset mentoring and this healing and give it as a package. So first, one of my breakthroughs and that gave me the whole confidence was with one of the client who was having some skin issues, skin disease. So he was having this constant itching. It was very troublesome for him. He couldn't able to concentrate on the work and all. It was very disturbing. And all the diagnosis seems to be normal. All the medicines, it was not, like everything was working for a short time, but again it returns, again it returns, again it returns. So I was giving him Reiki for some 3 to 4 days or so. And then he was like, he got a intuitive message during the session to run a blood test.
Okay.
And then he contacted his doctor and he, like went for a blood test and he found out there is some deficiency. Then when he was, like given medicine for that deficiency along with the healing sessions were going on, within a period of some 15 days or so, he could able to see that intensity and the frequency of itching has been reduced a lot.
Wow.
And within a month or so, he was that, free from that skin issues.
Wow.
He was able to spend more time or concentrating on his work and, like able to spend more time with his family also.
Wow.
So it was a thing that, like, okay, I have to, like reach more people and do this. People need this.
Yeah.
So this is one of the thing I always remember. And recently, I think last week, I wanted to share this because I want to let people know why I do what I do. Like I have this girl who was, like went through so much of emotional abuse from her parents, especially father as a child. Like as this, we have this, that girl is not a girl child is not a wanted child, right? Everyone wants a boy child. So, like she was very broken by this, and she was having so many issues in her adult life because of that. And last week we have been taking sessions for around after some 6 to 7 sessions, I think. In our last session, as soon as she entered the Zoom, she was like, like, Priya, can we do me a favor? I was like, yes, please stretch your arms like this. And I was like, why? Please do. And I did. And she was like, I want to give you a virtual hug. That was really so sweet. And she said, you know what? I went home for the festival, and usually my dad was like, he doesn't spend more time with me, and he doesn't even, like care if I'm coming or leaving. But this time when I said I'm leaving, he was like, like, why don't you stay for a few more days? And she was like, this is, like a huge thing in my life. I can't even believe it still now, but I'm so happy about that. And she was, like beautifully healing her relationship with her dad.
Wow.
And as she is healing her relationship with her dad, all the other areas of her life has started to thrive. She now has started her own book club every week, and she's enjoying that part. And she has now started writing poetry. She was doing this before also, but now she has started doing it more regularly.
Wow. Wow.
So she's now
Look at the kind of miracles you're sharing with us. So you do Reiki healing, you also do cord cutting healing, right?
Yeah, cord cutting and mindset mentoring also.
Okay. And it's always a combined approach that you bring to your client.
Yes.
All right. So when you were mentioning about your first client, you spoke about how the person was guided to go and get a blood test done. So could you explain to us about that specifically? What is this guidance? What is this connection to the universe that people sometimes share in terms of, we hear a lot in either the manifestation field or in the energy field about the concept of miracles and universal signs, right? There's a way in which the universe speaks to us. I'm specifically asking this question as having been a naysayer myself. They would say, look, when you see butterflies, it's a sign. When you see feathers, it's a sign. When you see angel numbers like 1111 or 777, these are all considered universal signs. Even if you'd asked me 5, 6, 7 months ago, I'd be like, what? These are just random coincidences that you're trying to connect to make it seem like it's a big thing. There's no such thing called miracles. I've been that person, and I can't unsee the miracles that I've seen myself. So if you could just explain to naysayers and people who question the concept of miracles, how do you explain it to them?
Yeah. As you were saying, like there is no thing as miracles. I come to learn that there is no such thing as coincidence. Everything is a co-creation, rather. So, like as Einstein said, like there are two ways to live a life. One is as if to see nothing is a miracle, and the other is to see as if everything is a miracle.
Yeah.
And if we adopt the second way of life, we can able to connect with the divine guidance. We can able to receive the guidance. As it, like Kyle Gray would say, like your angels as loud as your willingness to hear.
Wow.
So same with the intuition and the miracles, universal signs, they are there all the time.
Okay.
But it is us who have, like been blindfolded. We have been, like this narrow tunnel vision. So we are not ready to look at something and believe that this is a miracle, that this is a sign. So I just encourage, people who are watching this to, like build a mindset of, like, why not? Why not this is a sign?
Yeah.
What if this is a sign?
Right.
And I have used this signs, like asking for signs since my early days, I think, like Even since my, like college days, I'll be, like, while traveling in bus to the college, if we are having any test that day, like, universe, I don't know that concept of universe that day. I'll be just, like connecting with my favorite God and saying, like, show me this color. Then I know I'll be, like doing great at the test.
Okay. Okay. But
Show me this color.
don't you think people will consider these as superstitions and say, you're making these stories up in your mind just to think that particular way about the world? Because there is on one side logic, on the other side there is this belief that we have, faith. So faith is you believe without there being proof to begin with. You eventually get proof, yes, but then you start by not having proof of that. So how do we differentiate between something that we believe blindly in terms of superstitious thoughts versus something that is actually a message from the universe?
Like, I would like to say that, like, we can have fun experimenting this. Just chat for the fun of doing that. You don't need to have to believe it initially. Just say, like, show me this sign and let me see how it goes. And it is actually so much of fun doing this. And I'd like to quote Dumbledore from Harry Potter. He says, when Harry asks, like, is this really happening, or am I just, like making this up all in my head? And Dumbledore says, like, definitely it is happening in your head, but that doesn't mean it is not real.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So, like, how do you differentiate what is happening in your mind and what is happening in the reality? Where is that line?
Right.
We are the ones defining that.
Right. And not everything can be decided just by logic.
Exactly.
There are many places where logic actually doesn't help you because it has limitations beyond which it cannot go. Okay, so if I'm someone now who's willing to experiment and try these ways in which I'm able to connect with universal energies or to receive guidance from the universe, where do I start? And what are some common ways in which the universe speaks, like angel numbers or butterflies and feathers? If you could just give us an understanding.
Yeah, sure. Like, I encourage you to start with small things. Just, like, you can just, like, while deciding to, like, what to wear today, just, like, okay, angels or universe, like, please guide me, what can I wear today? And just see if anything comes up. Usually, like, we get, but we won't, like, let it come through. So initially, we might not get anything. Like, keep on asking. Like, universe, I want all greens today on my way to my work or returning home. Just ask, like, universe, show me this signs. Universe, show me a blue butterfly. Universe, show me, like a pink feather. Just ask and be open when you're receiving that. Okay. Like, when we say, like, blue butterfly, we have an image in our mind that the blue butterfly, we are in a park or something, the blue butterfly flying beautifully and coming towards us or sitting on us. But it might not happen that way. Yeah. You can just see a blue butterfly on a television or on a YouTube ad. It's be open, because universe communicates in a way to us that we understand more easily. So, like, the key is we have to be more open to receive these guidance and start with small things. Just, like, if you're going to meet your friend today, like, just say, what would be the color she would be wearing today? Or, like, I think she might say this to me today, and just wait for that guidance. You will be receiving something, and she might be saying the exact same thing. And just play around it. Amazing. And also with this, universal and angel numbers, people will always, say, like, there are so many interpretations in the Google, which I had to go for. Like, just always know that when you are seeing an angel number, that repetitive numbers, the main sign is that you are in alignment. Right. Universe is, like, communicating with you. Yeah. Then going on the interpretations, whichever you feel good, just go with that.
Right. That was actually my follow-up question in terms of if I start believing that there is a communication that's happening between me and the universe, how does it benefit me? That is actually where I was going with the next question. You also mentioned an alignment as well.
Yeah.
How does it benefit a person to be in this mindset?
The first thing is you don't have to do it all alone.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the time we get stressed because we think we have to figure it out all alone.
Yeah. Like the universe is, everything is sitting on our shoulders and we have to take things forward.
Exactly. But when you have this communication, everything becomes easier. Your life starts becoming more easier and more free flowing.
Right.
You don't have that pressure of making that right decision. You know that whatever I'm guided to, universe will guide me to make it right. And you always have this constant support system who you can go to anytime and anywhere. Even if you're feeling low, sometimes we don't know. Most of the time, many times we stuck in our life. We don't know what's the next step.
Yeah.
So that's the way it's beneficial for us, because universe guides us through the next step. We might not see the whole staircase, but we can able to see the next step. And that really helps us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gives a different perspective to how we can see things as we move forward.
Exactly.
So Priya, I've heard you speak about the universe so many times in the interactions that we've had, and even in today's interview also, I've been hearing you talk about how the universe guides us and there are ways in which it is able to communicate with us. So what is universe according to you? Of course, if you think of universe, we look at the galaxy, the Milky Way, or anything beyond that, and the galaxies and the Milky Ways, and we've seen a lot of cartoons which expand it out for us in terms of what it is. But the universe is not just objective, right? It's not just something that contains planets and heavenly bodies. It's not that. It's energy. So for you, how would you define universe and how do you connect with it? So what is universe according to you?
Universe for me is that oneness from which everything is created and to where everything goes back to. As Rumi said, like you're not the drop in the ocean, you're the ocean in a drop.
Wow.
For me, universe is that ocean, that oneness, that vast thing beyond anything. It is everywhere. It is, like you are the universe. I am the universe. Universe is that oneness. That is how I perceive universe.
And in what ways do you think you're connected to the universe as a person? Or what is your communication like?
When I first got to know about this concept of universe and law of attraction, I started with the gratitude practice. And then I started keep on just, like writing some random things. Kind of, we are like a rampage of affirmations, what we call it. I just write all the, things that makes me feel good. And then I daily used to write, like my fairy godmother universe loves me a lot.
Okay.
As a person who loves fantasy, I love to call universe as my fairy godmother.
Yeah, like she would give you those Cinderella-like gifts.
Exactly.
Right.
She can just, like wave her wand and make anything happen.
Right.
Nothing is, like hard or, difficult for the universe.
Right.
Just wish, and had happened.
Amazing.
So I connect with the universe in that way, and you can connect in a way that makes you feel good.
Right. Right. So that is the connection you think you share with the universe.
Yeah.
Amazing, Priya. So the visuals that you're bringing in as you speak, at least for me, is so vivid, so colorful, and beyond just how we probably would see something with our intellect. I'm sensing that sense of expansion as you speak, and I'm able to see colors and see visuals as you're speaking. So just amazing.
Yeah.
Since the
Just
beginning,
imagine how the whole life would be if you're living in this way.
true, right? We don't need any other form of entertainment. Our mind itself can
Exactly.
Absolutely. All Netflix, everyone, you're going out of business because each one of us is going to learn to self-entertain. Amazing. And so since the beginning, Priya, you've been quoting so many different authors and people in terms of what they've taught you. So, and even when we spoke, also you told us about so many books and authors and people who have influenced the way you think as a person. So, if you could just give us a small list of your favorite books and authors for people who have absolutely no idea about the healing space, and also maybe someone who's just entered it and wants to broaden their mindset and perspective. Of course, viewers, I will take a slightly longer list from Priya once the interview is done, and I'll put it in the description for you guys, anyone interested in reading these books. So, yes, please.
Yeah. So first, I would recommend You Can Heal Your Life by Louise.
Okay.
Because that's where I learned that, like that whole new perspective of creating our lives as we wish or living the life as per our wish. So You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Okay.
And then into energy healing, chakras play a key role. So it is necessary to understand about the chakras. For that, I recommend books by a person called Anodea Judith.
Okay.
She has so many books in the chakras, Wheels of Life, Eastern Body, Western Mind, the energy body and the charge. There are so many of her books are aligned with this chakras.
Okay.
And then Anatomy of Spirit by Carolyn Myss.
Okay.
And also Healing, the Hands of Healing.
Okay.
So that is a book I have been recommended by my Reiki teacher when I first entered this, field of energy healing. And for the people who are kind of, like more logical or who want more scientific view on all of this, I recommend books by Dr. Joe Dispenza and Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. And there is another book by Hay House by Dr. David Hamilton. The book itself called Why Woo Works.
Wow. Definitely
So
a must read.
Yeah, there he beautifully explains about so many different things like meditation, Reiki, crystals, and what is that science behind all of these things.
Wow.
So logical people might go for that.
Okay, so all of this is getting recorded, and people, when they watch it, will also, I think, surely take notes. And I will approach you for a slightly longer list also, which we can put down in the description for people.
Yeah.
But, so as we move forward in the discussion that we are having, who do you think this healing field is for? Like we say, not everyone becomes a doctor or an engineer. The same way, not everyone becomes a healer, or not everyone gets called for or drawn towards this. For a lot of people, it is either a scam, or it is a scary thing, or it is something we don't understand, so we better stay away. But for who is a healing journey, what are all the qualifications a person needs to have in order to become a healer or join this field, according to you?
Yeah. I think, like every one of us has this gift of healing.
Okay.
It is just that, as you said, like not everyone will be an artist or a doctor. It takes that open mind and that deep calling to become a healer.
Mm.
It is deeply connected with our purpose, I guess. And to become a healer, all you need is that sense of, like that heart to help others. And also the hands of, like, how can I put it? Like I just, in lots of words, because, it is a kind of a feeling thing, more of a feeling thing, right? You feel it. You feel it in your heart, just see which perks you up, like which lights you up. If you're feeling, like drawn towards these kind of things, just give it a try. It might or might not be your area, but there is nothing wrong in giving it a try. Right? So the main thing for a healer is that the heart to see the goodness in others and to able to hold the space for others. Because the healing journey might be sometimes, tiring for people. Yeah. So we have to always hold that space for them with love and without any judgment.
Okay.
If you can able to hold that safe place, you can try healing. You can help others.
Okay. So let's say I'm someone who has felt this way, that I feel drawn towards healing and I feel connected to uh, books that I read, and there's something that's somewhere I feel like it's calling me. So, what are my first few steps? I mean, how do I enter this journey? How do I get into it?
Yeah. Like thanks to internet now, there are many healers and teachers online available online. So I would recommend people to like just start attending the webinars, the teachers and the healers or conducting, so that people can get to experience that, and then they can like go with a teacher that they feel aligned with.
Okay.
There are many teachers and healers, but not everyone is for everyone. Right? At this point of time, you might be drawn towards a particular teacher.
Right.
And that is what you need at this point of time in your life. So just see, like not only, like stick with one person, just explore, like different people, attend webinars of different people and see who you feel more aligned with. For us, like when I, like attended Amida's cord cutting, I was so drawn towards her.
Yeah.
I've attended many others, like many healers webinar also, but they was not as calling as much as Amrita's. So I like enrolled and started my, like revived my energy healing journey with her. And the same happened with my Reiki healing also. I have called and inquired from different people. But this person's energy was in alignment with me. And I felt, like she's right for me at that moment. So then, so just explore.
Right. And I think when the student is ready, the master does appear.
Exactly.
Right. So, and the one that you connect with the most appears. Yeah. I'd also like for you to tell us what has been your experience with your masters. So you've told us your masters and the courses that you've studied from them, but what is your connection and relationship with these mentors and masters, and how do you see them as people?
Yeah, with my Reiki teacher, I see her as, like she doesn't wear any, she will be around some above 60. She doesn't wear any makeup, but she glows.
Wow.
Like usually I think that that the gray hairs, like that makes a people seem old and weak. But even with her white hair, she was, like just glowing.
Wow.
Whenever, like I feel of her, I think of her itself, I can able to feel that sense of calm within me. And every time she's, like we connect with her, we ask her question, she never answers you directly. She always guides us to go within and get our answers from within. She always helps us to strengthen that connection with ourselves. That's a beautiful thing I love about her. And with Mike Dooley and Kyle Gray, I don't have any personal connect with them. Like I can't able to contact them or connect with them personally. But I sometimes used to, like think, how would Mike Dooley think in this situation? What would Kyle Gray asking to the angels in this situation? So I can take, like connect with them in a more energetic way. And with Amrita, she is, like such a different level person.
Amrita, we love you.
Yeah, we love you so much. Her energy, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking of her.
Yeah.
She gives that feeling of that, like I'm here for you all the time. Right. And most of the people need that support, especially in this healing journey.
Absolutely.
Because there is so many questions, so many doubts, so many, like insecurities come up. So we need a constant person, she's like the anchor. Right. We can always go back to her. We can find that, like safety and peace with her. So that's the thing about Amrita.
Absolutely. Amazing. So I can't help but feel waves of gratitude for the work that she's done, and the way she's held space for all of us to become better and better in the work that we do. So as we're talking about mentors, I can't help but think of this person by name Professor Xavier from the X-Men, the series X-Men, where he would somewhere also understand the people who are there, and then somewhere connect with them, especially people who think differently from everyone else in the world. So as I think about him and about X-Men as a TV series, I can't help but ask you, uh, in many families, there are children who are a little more aware of the world. You call them precocious or clairvoyant, to use a slightly more common word, where they're able to connect with energy. So I remember in the summit that Amrita had conducted, there was a 21-year-old girl who was part of the summit. So at a very young age, she was able to connect with energies, and she's not attuned to Akashic, but she says, I'm able to also connect with my mentors, and I'm also able to visualize and see things. So most parents or friends don't understand this about children like that or young people like that. How do you see this, and what do you think can be done about that?
Mhm. Yeah, as you said, people are, like so scared of these things. They doesn't want to go on after the, like the rules of the society, or, that construction which we have been, like confined within. I'm living by this and this and this.
Yeah.
So it's better you also live by this and this and this, because the parent doesn't know what would be the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Like so scared. That is, like the uncertainty, or that is, like they are so unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
So brain always tries to keep us within that familiar feeling.
Yeah.
We do, because brain perceives anything unfamiliar as a threat.
Yeah.
So when a child, like exhibit these kind of, this extraordinary qualities, or to call it, put it in a word, weird qualities, parents get scared actually.
Yeah.
I think as now, like we see many healers are arising. Many people are, like getting drawn towards this field of healing, and, like growing this kind of connect with that universal energies and all. And in the book called Golden Future by Diana Cooper, she says that the whole consciousness of Earth is rising. And that's why many people are moving towards this healing and energy in that path. And I believe in the future, like it will be more easy for people to believe in these kind of stuff. Because, like everything, like see, once when we were, like as a child, this video calling, and this was not at all possible.
Right.
We can't even think of this, but now it is a very normal thing.
Yeah.
In the same way, like that will also become normal one day.
Right.
And until that, the one thing I wish to, like say to people is that, like be more open. That's the only thing we can do. And, like allow your child to experience different things, explore different things. Because I believe, like Sonia Choquette, she's a person who teaches about spirit guides and intuition. And she says, mom will always, give her the choice. Like follow your intuition. Like whenever she asks anything to her mom immediately asks her back, like what is your intuition saying?
Right. Right.
And that's the way we can get, like develop our connection with the intuition within us.
Yeah, I think your Reiki healer was also trying to do the same for you.
Yeah.
And it's also very ironic that parents think and feel this way, because we come from a country like India, which has its depth in spirituality so deeply. And of course, I also belong to that generation where, there was a lot of the influence of the West in terms of the way we think. And I'm not sure if I've lost or gotten rid of that particular way of thinking yet, because I still find myself not very connected to the roots from where I come, the person. So this gives me the opportunity to somewhere explore and go deeper and reconnect with where we come from as people. So then it'll stop seeming that weird. Because it's part of our roots, it's part of our DNA, the way we look at the world. We have predominantly been spiritual people to begin with. And when somewhere we disconnected, I think all of our job now is to go back and reconnect. So none of this is new. it's just
Exactly.
forgotten for all of us somewhere, I feel. So
So
as
true.
you're speaking this, I'm setting intentions to start probably, visiting more temples to
Ah,
reconnect with, receive those energies. And, you know, we have this polarization currently that one side it is the naysayers and people who want it to be logical, to not believe in any of these things and call it
mm,
superstition. On the other side, we have followers, but without the ability to intuitively figure things out. And with the disconnect, we are following the rituals that we
mm.
do as people. So I find myself disconnected from both of these sides, and somewhere, what is the third path? As we have this conversation, that's what is coming to me.
Yeah.
And
You create your path, right?
right, yeah. So, any thoughts and comments on that in terms of?
Yeah, as you say, I was also, I was also having this question, we are such a, spiritual land, but where it has all gone,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Whatever the Westerners are saying, whatever we are learning from the Westerners has its roots in India.
yeah,
And I discovered that the person I followed the most to know this energy healing was Anodea, Judith, and Kyle Gray and Jeffrey Allen. All this person have visited India. Even Kyle Gray has stayed almost a year in an ashram in Tiruvannamalai.
Hmm.
And that's where he learned Kundalini Yoga.
Okay.
And that was a very, like a kind of a turning point in his journey of, like spiritual awakening.
Hmm.
So I think, many people are learning, many Westerners are learning this from India.
Hmm.
And they are teaching it in a more, how can I put it, more all-inclusive way.
Hmm.
Kind of in India, I think the one reason why we, lost touch with those roots is that, we have constructed so many rules and restrictions around that. You have to do this and this and this, and this has to be done only in this way.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why, many people find it difficult to go in that one particular path.
Right.
It was not kind of a more open or, all inclusive mindset. Yeah. Right. But still we have came from a place where I have heard that, I don't know whether it's true or not. Even in the Nalanda University, there was a, study for the, atheism also.
Oh.
So it was like that we have been that, like we accepted everyone as they are. Right. But why not now? So somewhere in the middle, we have been so become this, rules and restrictions. It has to be done that certain way. We have just, forgot our, that all acceptance part.
Right. There's this Canadian psychologist by name Dr. Jordan Peterson. He constantly talks about how people sometimes throw away the baby along with the bathwater.
Ah.
Right. So it's like you throw away the essence, and somewhere you hold on to things that don't matter, or the essence is lost somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think reviving that somewhere is sitting on our shoulders as healers and coaches and mentors to spread more awareness about this. And we ourselves, I'm saying this to myself predominantly, going back and reconnecting with those roots once again somewhere.
Yeah. True, right? As you're talking, I recently had one of my friends say, I don't want a God who doesn't accept me on my periods. Right? We have this taboo in our culture. We shouldn't, go to temple on period, but there is a reason behind that.
Yeah.
It is just that we have lost connection with that reason. We have been just sticking to that, that thing. That is what we tend to call it as superstition.
Right. Right.
Right. So that's why, even when I started, learning Reiki, one of my fellow learners asked my Reiki teachers, can I do Reiki during my periods? Or should I only do Reiki after taking bath? Right. Then my teacher said, don't make it that sacred. Then you won't be able to connect with it.
Correct. Unless you finish all of these rituals, only then you'll be able to start. And it's very difficult.
Yeah, right? She says it is an energy, universal energy. You can connect it with any time you want.
Amazing. And this reminds me of Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Eat, Pray, Love, where there's one scene where she realized that God loves you as you. or God is within you, as your flavor. I think reconnecting with that
Wonderful, right?
is so important. So, Priya, where do you see this healing field moving in the next couple of years and decades? You did mention that in one of the books you quoted that the entire conscience of the world, or the energy itself, is rising and shifting, is what one of the authors mentioned.
Yeah.
But as you see it, as you envision, where do you think this healing field is going? And when I spoke to my previous guest the last week, she was talking about how one of the visions she has is that every home should have one healer, to ensure that we receive the benefit of this as a universal collective. What is your vision? How do you see this entire journey?
I see this healing as, like as the previous person, like Nityavani, right? As she said, like the healer in every home. I feel that everyone wants to get connected with their inner wisdom. Even if they are taking up healing as their career or, for doing themselves, I just want everyone to get connected within themselves. That inner wisdom, that inner peace, right? When we are in connection with that, we can able to feel that love and, like peace and power within ourselves. And when we know that we are powerful, we don't have that need to prove our power to someone else.
Yeah.
And all of this war and violence comes from that place of proving your power. Right? And I say, like when everyone is filled with this kind of love and, peace from within, there would be no need for this war and violence. The world will be, like filled with so much of love and light. I always see when I, like during our, group healing sessions and all, when I, like, take members to the meditation, I just see the whole earth is kind of glowing in a beautiful light.
Yeah.
That's how I want, like everyone to be, like connected within themselves and filled with love and light.
Wow. Amazing, Priya. Again, the visuals.
Yeah.
So, as this is what you're envisioning, where do you see yourself in this vision? What is your journey forward, and what kind of contribution do you think you would be making to make this vision into a reality?
Yeah. So as of now, we have been doing this, like group healing sessions and one-on-one sessions. So now, along with my business partner, Vijay Raj, we have registered ourselves as a company called Healing Hearts.
Superb. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And we are now planning to take it to corporates and schools and colleges. We want people to experience this only because this is not a thing you can understand by, like listening to a speech or listening to someone else. It is a kind of more of a feeling thing. So you have to experience it by yourself to get the taste of it. Right. So we want to take it to corporates, especially, and we are morely focusing on women.
Okay.
Because women needs it the most. And when the women in the family is more aligned and, like isn't connected with herself, she can able to bring the peace in her whole house.
Absolutely.
And for a child, as you were, like previously talking about, like children, I think each child deserves that peace and love-filled home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we can able to give that to this generation, in the next few generations, this whole world will be what I have envisioned, full of light and love. Absolutely. So our move forward is, to take it to the next level of, like corporate and institutions. And we are working on that. And I'm planning to start my teaching journey as well also. Okay. Teaching the healing modalities like cord cutting, and soon we'll be teaching Akashic also. So I have been, like thinking of this, but in one of my Akashic access, I got that sign that, to go ahead and teach. So I'm planning on that also.
Superb. Yeah, amazing. Sounds so promising, and the kind of transformations this is going to bring to people. I can't wait to watch that.
Thank you so much, Kavya.
So, Priya, someone wants to connect with you. And after watching this, or if there is a way in which you can people can contact you, what would it be? What would be the best way to connect with you?
Yeah, people can DM me through Instagram.
Okay.
And in Instagram, in all our posters regarding our events, I'll be having my WhatsApp number there.
Okay.
So if they wish, they can also text me through WhatsApp or Instagram. Is the best way to connect with
So I
me.
will be taking Priya's Instagram ID and also the WhatsApp number. I'll be mentioning it in the description to this video. Please do contact her for any of your healing related requirements with Priya ma'am here. So,
Thank you so much, Kavya.
So as we wind this up and come to the conclusion of the interview, any final thoughts from you, Priya?
Yeah, I would like to say that, everyone watching this, I just want them to remember this one, that they are so loved and they are so worthy, that they are so important for this world right now. That's why they are here. I don't want anyone to think, what's my life, why I'm here. You are so important. You are so needed here in this moment of time. That's why you're here and you are so loved. And there are infinite possibilities. If you feel stuck in life, please don't think your life is like that. You always have infinite possibilities and always have choice to make your life as you wish. And there are so many people like me, Kavya, there to help you to design your dream life and live it in a more harmonious and beautiful way where each day can be so magical and miraculous.
Wow.
So if you're in for that, just do contact not me or Kavya, anyone you aligned with, and please start your journey as soon as possible.
What a beautiful note to end the session with. Whenever I think of you, Priya, I am going to remember that heart which is there on your on the right side of your screen, because that somewhere represents the kind of person that you are. That's the energy I receive whenever I talk to you. Thank you so much for this really enlightening session that you had. Somewhere I feel I've started setting intentions for how I'll see things forward because of the conversation we had today, especially in terms of going back and reading up about my own roots and where has that disconnect happened and how can I go back and reshape and reconnect these aspects. So that's one of the main intentions I think I've received as we've had this conversation. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kavya. And as I mentioned earlier, it is great that you're doing this. I really appreciate you, and I can't thank you enough for taking these great efforts to spread this knowledge to as many people as possible.
Thank you.
And I wish you great success in your healing journey and as a mentor also. And I wish that, you help and transform many, many, many people who are spreading this light to the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Priya. So viewers, I hope you enjoyed this episode of our Conversations with Healers and Mentors. Stay tuned next week for yet another episode. Have a great day. Thank you.